Hey, what's up, guys? This is Coach Tex. Remember DFW Penguin Basketball. Before we get started with this video today, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, guys. I am totally open, 100% open to any questions that you may have concerning being a player, being a coach, being a parent, any tips. And I can give you guys, I'm more than open to give. It's not like I have a million subscribers, and most of my videos are basically for my players and parents in my program. And I'm currently focusing on a certain project, and I want to let you guys know as a disclaimer to all of my parents, okay, you have to keep in mind that, you know, when I'm talking about certain types of parents, I'm not talking about my parents in particular that I have now. This is from past experiences in the past. It's stuff that I've seen growing up as a kid, growing up as a player with sports, and also as a coach. So I don't want any of my parents to think that I'm targeting any one of them in particular and stuff. But today we're going to talk about the He Got Game parent. Okay? Now, I don't know if you guys ever seen the movie He Got Game, but basically it's a movie about a father that basically was kind of over pushed his son, and what ended up happening potentially, or what not potentially happened, what ended up happening in the end, you know, the dad got upset with the kid working him out. He didn't want to work out. The kid quit on him during the workout because the dad was pushing him too hard. And ultimately what ended up happening is the dad accidentally ended up killing the mother. And, you know, that's kind of like an extreme situation. But a lot of this stuff happens all the time. And I've seen it so many times with parents when they're dealing with their kids, man. They overdo the workouts, they overdo the training, they overdo booking them with teams and setting them up with teams and workouts and things of that situation, things like that, and it gets out of hand. You know, as a parent, you always want to try to push your kid to do the best they can. But one thing that I've learned in my 35 years on earth is the best thing to do when someone doesn't really want to do something or they're showing disinterest is to pull it away from them. But we'll talk about that in the future. What I want to focus on is, first we're going to talk about what the He Got Game parent is. That type of parent is the parent that signs their kids up with 4 different teams. Is traveling everywhere, just overbooking their kid with stuff, making them do all types of wild. The kid may be 10 years old and they got them doing weight training and waking up at 5 in the morning to go run every day before school, and making them shoot an hour, 2 hours before games, and have them doing all this. What's the cold where you sit in the cold tub thingy? Not the cold tub, but this like the cold ventilation psychotherapy or whatever it is. The kid is 11 years old and they have him doing all of this stuff. It's just the parent is just over the top. The kid that after a game, you know, the dad is chewing them out and having them run lines in the parking lot after a game when they play bad. Stuff like that. You guys know what I'm talking about. The parent that has their kid working out before practice. Before they go to team practice, have them doing a full 2-hour workout before the 2-hour team practice. Things of that nature. Yeah, all of that is cool when the kid wants that. But we're talking about when the parent is forcing those things, and also when this type of parent punishes their kid for playing bad. You know, in some situations, this may sound crazy, but in some situations, you have parents or fathers that do things like they don't give their kid food or something, or don't feed them, or don't let them play their video game, or they don't let them go outside with their buddies, not because of their behavior or their grades in school, which makes sense. Not with the feeding, but I know with the food part, but not letting them play video games. You guys know what I mean. But they're punishing these kids because they had an 8-point game, or they had 5 turnovers, or they didn't play well, the team lost. Those are the type of parents I'm talking about with the He Got Game parents. Just taking it to the extreme. Now, when you're a kid in this situation, it can be really, really hard for you to handle it because you don't know what to do. One thing you get caught up in as a kid is satisfying your parent. You want your parent to be proud of you. You want your parent, you know this is important to them. You want to make them happy. And a lot of times you get caught up in this downward spiral of, you know, I'm tired today, Mom. I'm tired today, Dad. Like, I really don't want to do these extra workouts. I've been to 3 practices this week. It's Thursday. You know, I don't want to wake up at 5 in the morning and go work out. And then after school, as soon as you pick me up, you take me to the rec center and make me work another 2 hours. And then I have to go to some private workout with some random guy, okay, in weight training, and I'm 12 years old. Like, as a kid, you get caught up in that, and you think that that's what you're supposed to do and you have to do. Now, don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with extra work. But when you have a parent that's constantly over pushing you sometimes, it'll come to the point where you start to dislike the sport, or you start to dislike your parent because of this stuff. And you're either going to continue to do this, play this sport to please them, or you're going to want to quit. And a lot of times you want to quit, but you don't, because you're worried about the consequences. You're worried about how your parents will feel about this stuff, how they'll treat you. If you have older brothers and sisters that play sports as well and they're going through the same thing, that you're quitting on them as well. It's a bunch of different factors that fall into this, right? But I want to tell you guys, if you're a player and you have a parent like this, there's a couple of ways that you can communicate to your parent if they're sane and they understand, and they're, you know, not to say that a lot of parents are insane, but if they have a right mind and they understand, they're understanding of your needs and wants as a person, not just an athlete, then they'll be happy to hear these things from you. This process will work. Number one, before I even get into that though, okay, there are only 3 types of athletes. Okay, you start off as a kid. You're only an athlete these 3 types of ways, right? As a kid, you just play sports for fun, whether it be just to play with your buddies, kids in your neighborhood, things of that nature. You have no intention of being really good. You're just going with the flow, and if you end up making varsity, you end up making varsity. But you don't really care if you get cut. You get cut. If you don't play well, you know, you don't. It's not a big deal to you. Things of that nature. That's 1. 2, you're the kid that starts off as fun, and you end up being pretty good at it, but you don't really have ambitions to be an NBA player or an NFL player or a player in a Major League Baseball or soccer or anything. You're just playing, and you want to be the best player you can be while you're playing. Whether it be you make varsity early as a freshman or sophomore, you get a Division I, Division II scholarship out of it, and you play and get a degree from it, or maybe even become a pro if you're good enough. And then number 3 is the type that most of these kids fall under, is the kid that is expected to be a pro from birth, whether you have the talent early or not. Okay, whether you're good or not, you're pushed, or you have the thought in your mind that you're supposed to be a pro or you want to be a pro. Okay, there's only 3 ways. So when you're going through this and you have a parent like this, and you get in these situations where your parent is wearing you out, there's a couple of things you can do to try to communicate with them that they need to chill out. 1, okay, you want to always wait. If you're going to talk to them about stuff, you want to wait until it's a calm situation where there's no basketball environment, not after a game, before a tournament. You want to talk to them during the time where basketball is not on their mind. And come to them and tell them, hey, you know, Dad, I know it's important to your mom. I know it's very, very important for you to push me and make me work. But I think you may be doing it a little bit too hard, and it's starting to take my love away from the game. And a lot of parents, when you come to them to talk to them about this in a calm manner, and it's in a quiet state, I mean, they have no choice but to respect that. Okay, if they don't, then you know that, you know, you have a different type of situation in your hands. But mainly, if you talk to them during a calm situation where basketball is not, you know, it's not right after the game, after the heat of a game, heat of a battle, heat of a workout, things like that, and sitting on the couch, you know, hey Dad, hey Mom, hey, I need to talk to you. I want to tell you this, and tell them how you feel. They should be able to understand, and maybe they'll ease up on you. Okay, if talking to them doesn't work, man, it's only one other option really. And I'll be honest with you, talk to them doesn't work, and they just smooth it out for a couple of weeks, and they get right back to it, man. The best thing to do, honestly, is to get someone to understand how serious you are about something. Okay, is to pull that away from them. Meaning, you go to your parents and say, hey, you know what? I want to take a total break from playing sports. You know, well, why are you taking a break, Bobby? Because you pushing me way too hard, and you're taking the fun out of it. Or just say, hey, you know what, Dad, I don't want to play anymore. After the season's up, don't quit in the middle of the season, because that's unfair. You don't want to become a quitter. Okay, it's different ways to quit. You want to quit when things are done. You don't want to quit right in the middle of it, where there's consequences for other people. You want to quit when the season is over with. So tell her, hey, Dad, you know what? Don't sign me up for next season. You know, I'm going to finish this one out strong, but I'm done. Well, why do you want to quit, Bobby? Because this is why, Dad. You have me waking up at 4 in the morning 5 times a week to go and run, and I really don't want to do that. I would rather be asleep before I go to school. I'm tired, this and another. And you tell them that. Because a lot of times, to be honest, man, a lot of people, especially parents, they don't believe that their kid that's been playing sports for so long and they've gone to so many games with and done all the stuff with, that they actually want to quit until you actually do it. They don't believe in your actions until, you know, they don't believe that their actions are bothering you until you tell them stuff like this. So, you know, as a player, once again, you know, we've all witnessed, if you haven't had a parent that was like this, we've all witnessed a kid on our team that had a parent that just pushed them all the way over the edge a lot of times, and you don't want to be that kid. And when you're that kid, it is very, very hard for you to get out of this situation without hurting your parents' feelings, because you think about that and you want to make them proud, and that makes sense.